Russia launched a large-scale attack on Ukraine overnight. The capital, Kyiv, the main target. The capital was hit by scores of missiles and drones. Officials say at least 17 people were killed, more than 90 injured. Several buildings and other infrastructure across the city were also heavily damaged. You can see the impacts of that damage from the ground now in daylight. CBC's Anna Cunningham is watching this story. Anna, as we look at this footage of destroyed buildings, what more do we know about these Russian strikes on Ukraine?
Well, Mark, we're hearing that at least 20 residential buildings were hit overnight. Ukraine's Air Force saying that Russia launched 74 missiles and 496 drones, mainly, as you said, targeting Kyiv. You can see the power of these explosions lighting up the night sky. And even for those who have lived through many Russian attacks over the years, people in Kyiv saying that this was a particularly loud, an unusually loud night, they said. Those drones and missiles coming in waves throughout the night hours. Now, the destruction, as we can see, is extensive. We're told a biochemistry institute was damaged, residential apartment blocks as well. And even paramedics were amongst the injured because their ambulance station was hit. But let's just show you one video that has come from Ukraine's ambulance service. Now, the location of this in Kyiv has been verified by the Reuters news agency. And what we're looking at are those paramedics who've gone into that apartment block to rescue a woman, pulling her out from the collapsed concrete rubble of her home. We know, Mark, that rescue work is ongoing. I want to show you some other images that have just emerged of those rescue workers climbing. I mean, take a look at this. You can see just how destroyed that apartment block is. And those rescue workers climbing right up there, we're told it was a 9-story apartment block, and they are continuing to look for any signs of life, people who are still missing. They're searching through that rubble after this heavy night of Russian attacks on Kyiv, Mark.
And what's the response been?
Well, look, Russia has been quite swift to respond to this. Russia's defense ministry saying it hit what it calls key military plants. And this is what the spokesperson for the Kremlin has had to say this morning. Let's take a look.
Россия продолжит усиливать давление на киевский режим с тем, чтобы достигнуть поставленных целей.
The EU's top diplomat on foreign affairs, Mark, is Kaja Kallas. Now, she has responded saying this: words of condemnation alone will not stop attacks on Kyiv. Only sustained military support for Ukraine and increased pressure on Moscow can do that. She goes on to say, today I will propose to sanction more entities supporting Russia's military-industrial complex in response to the strikes. The more Moscow attacks civilians, the more sanctions must be imposed. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has been on a visit to Dublin in Ireland because Ireland has taken up the presidency of the EU, but he has decided to cut that trip short. Yesterday, he was warning that Moscow is preparing. This is what he has said. Today, he says it is especially important that we move forward with implementing our agreements on the production of anti-ballistic capabilities. And he goes on to say we are also very much counting on the decision by the United States regarding licenses for Patriots and other forms of cooperation. These are the kind of steps that can stop this war and prevent attacks like this. But as we have heard, Mark, no signs, certainly out of the Kremlin today, that an end is near to this war, Mark.
Yeah, it seems like things are only intensifying, if anything. Anna Cunningham in London. Thanks, Anna.